Welcome to the first Real Health and Fitness podcast with myself, Weston Spalding. I am the owner and coach of Real Health and Fitness, and I'm going to tell you why I started it, what it stands for, and what I got coming next for y'all. So, we're just going to dive right on into this. Um, so, to start with, why did I start Real Health and Fitness? So, a little bit of background about myself. I was a college basketball player. Basketball was my whole life. Then I found CrossFit for about 5-6 years. Really filled that competitiveness and just variety of the sport, just like basketball did. A lot of variety in the moves in basketball and what happens. Same thing with CrossFit. A lot of variety in the workouts. You usually don't do the same workout in CrossFit, and it just really was filling the void for that competitive spirit that I had at that time in my life. And then got out of CrossFit for a little bit, took basically like a year off, just trained to maintain muscle and for health reasons, and then got back into training. Started my real health and fitness business for about 4 months, and then had some opportunities to coach in person again at some gyms. Did that for about a year and a half, I think. Yeah. And then realized that I wanted my own thing. So I restarted this again recently and super pumped about it. Uh, and the name actually came to light when I was in the car actually with my wife. And I used to have a company called Be All In Health and Fitness. And I realized that wasn't working very well for my clientele, with my clientele mainly being people like 30 and above, and a lot of responsibilities with that. Dealt with some um, CrossFit athletes, some former college and high school athletes, and I think that with those type of people and athletes, it's really hard to not have that all-in mentality when we are 25 or 30 and above. Basically, whenever you get maybe that promotion at work and you got more responsibility on your plate, or you got start having kids, or you get married, and all suddenly, it's not like your number one thing like it used to be in your teens and early 20s. And so I didn't like the name All In. I still believe in that mindset of everything you do is all in for something. It's all in for who you want to be, yourself, stuff like that. We can get into that later. But I wanted something, literally, I was just like, I want something more real, like, something that actually helps people progress in their health and fitness while life is thrown at them, and they can still go to restaurants and parties and have a drink, because not everybody is just going to quit alcohol or never have a fast food meal ever again, like we see online with all these health and fitness influencers and how they're super strict. And I've been super strict before. I wouldn't say I'm even close to that now in my life. I do believe there's a time and place for it, and it really depends on what you really want. A lot of people say we want one thing, but our actions don't line up to what we say we want. What you really want is in your actions. You're showing it in your actions, and we can get into more of that later. But anyway, back to the story. So I created Real Health and Fitness, and I really started this online health and fitness coaching business because as a CrossFit trainer, it seemed we got a lot of new parents who would come in and gain like 20, 30, 40 pounds from the time they had the kid, whether it was a mom or dad, to like when the kid was 3 or 5, or, kind of like the stage where maybe they're sending them to daycare, or the kid's like just more independent. They can bring them to class more, and they're able to get a workout in. And I was like, man, like these people used to sometimes be really fit, or, be athletes. And not saying you're going to be at that elite level forever, but like they just seem to fall off the wagon so hard. and were having trouble getting to the gym and getting to class because they just had other priorities, or they're just exhausted. And there's some gyms, and I was uh, part of that. A little bit of CrossFit. CrossFit can crush you sometimes if you don't have like the right coach and you're tailoring right, and it's hard to do. It's hard not to want to go in a workout and crush yourself because it feels really good. But at the same time, it's like we don't always need to do that. It's not training. And just for the record, love CrossFit, love what it does. Talks about functional movement. They work about a lot of mobility. They got great community. They got great schedules for people who do and can make that class work. But I just saw a gap in the fitness industry that I was like, man, like there could be something for parents, and doesn't even, you don't even have to be a parent, but for people that are maybe exhausted and tired, which is most of us, short on time, not really sure where to start. Maybe they don't have that all or nothing mindset, which is good, I think, for the long term of small progressions. And maybe they're looking for something a little less intense. Maybe they're looking for a workout that's not going to be dreadful to go to because it's going to be really hard. It's going to be a workout that is doable and is going to give them energy throughout the day, and then help them get fitter over time. Because we do have to push ourselves in workouts to change our body. You do have to um, mentally go to that uncomfortable state of pushing your body at times. But that's the fun of my job, is you find that balance of intensity and rest. So that's why I think it's fun creating workout programs, and kind of get more into that later. But let's go into kind of what REAL stands for. And REAL, REAL, stands for Read, Eat, Achieve, Live. And I remember I came up with this like on the spot in the car, talking to my wife, Audrey, about how I want to change this name. And um, the reason why I start with read is because I truly believe that it takes a growth mindset to change who you are. And that's going to start with your health and fitness, the physical aspect of things. And start the physical, you're going to have these conversations in your head of, are you going to tolerate where you're currently at? Um, a good quote I like, honestly, is, what we don't hate, we tolerate. And people say you shouldn't hate anything. Sometimes I feel like we can use that strong emotion to our benefit. If we really hate the situation we're in, we'll do something about it to change it, instead of complaining and maybe just falling to what's happening around us. Sometimes we got to change our environment. We got to change our habit. We got to change our mindset to enjoy and like the situation that we're in. Another good saying is, if you don't like your job, change your mindset or change your job. So same thing with health and fitness. If you don't like your health and fitness, you can change your habits, or sometimes you got to change your environment. Sometimes you gotta, like, people will move, like they'll literally move. And when they move, they kind of are in the state of like new change. And then they'll join a gym and they're like a whole new person. Sometimes that just means changing up the environment in your house, buying healthier food, um, even moving around your furniture. So now it's a whole new like setup, can set your mind in a state of, hey, it's time to change, time to make certain things happen. Um, and not to get too far off of the trail here, but kind of coming back to that growth mindset. R stands for read, because I believe that if we're reading something or listening to a podcast, or even I would put journaling in there, some kind of self-awareness thing where we are developing a new mindset around health and fitness, a new mindset on who we want to be, then we'll start doing the actions of eating healthier, drinking water more, going to workouts, going to bed at a decent time. And, you can even get into developing better relationships with yourself and people around you too. So R stands for read. Doesn't matter if you're reading or listening, or like I said, journaling, something of that realm, that aspect that's going to help change your thoughts or challenge your thoughts and get you into this mindset that's going to take us into those action steps. So Next one is eat. 80% of a transformation physically is, and mentally, to be honest, it's going to be what we're eating, what we're putting in our body, and 20% is going to be the workouts. It might even be 90-10, to be honest. A lot of us think we eat well. Even myself, I'll like track my calories once in a while. I'm like, oh man, I'm eating a lot more fat than what I thought I was. Fat's the one that's going to sneak up on us the most. And what I've known from experience from a lot of my clients is we're not eating enough protein. We're not eating enough of the right kind of carbs. Carbs are good. They are fuel to the fire, fuel for the energy. And then fat is going to be really good also for fuel, for just throughout the day, for mental clarity, for hormones, and just going to help us keep us full as well. Like obviously we need to keep that in a good range. We don't want to be overeating fat, obviously, because I'm going to be storing more fat, but that goes with carbs too. It's just that self-awareness of what am I eating? Why am I eating this? How much of this macronutrient am I eating? And also the E stands for eat because food is more than just numbers. It's cultures. It's connecting with our family and friends. It's, learning a new recipe, slowing down life a little bit. We live in such a go, go, go mentality. We're always eating in the car. We're always like rushed to eat. We're always just slamming our food. I'm guilty of that all the time. We're not realizing like food is, somebody makes it for us. It's a way of like showing that you really care about somebody, or, it's a time to like connect with the people around you when you're out to eat or just eating in a household. So there's more to food than what we think. It took somebody who knows how long to grow that food, or raise that food if it was a meat, or like prep the food, like who's like cooking the food in the restaurant. There's so much that goes into food that I think we just don't even think about and realize. And kind of at the end of your days, well, I don't know for you guys, but for me, I'm like, man, when I think about my life, like what do I think about the most? And some of it is just meals at tables, like the meals that I had at my Aunt Jen's house growing up. Like I feel like those are some of my favorite memories. Sunday night dinners with my with my family growing up, with my grandma being there. I think about those. Think about just literally going to like Five Guys with my dad when I was in middle school. We're going to watch a football game, and I just thought that was so cool, so much fun. It's about like spending time together, and there's more to our meals than just macros in, macros out. I feel like if we can slow down our lives a little bit, then we'll be less stressful. And so that's why I put eat in there. To eat 3 meals a day, having one of those meals being sitting down, preferably with some loved ones around you, and eating at least one of those meals distraction free. So not on our phones, not watching TV. And I am horrible at this sometimes. It's way harder than what I'm saying it is to start. But I feel like once we get the habits, then we realize what we were missing all along. So first one's read, have a growth mindset, be learning something every day, learning by yourself, learning something new, hopefully about health or fitness. If you're on that journey, could be something different too. And then eat 3 meals a day, have one of those meals, be sitting down, distraction free with family and friends for at least one of those meals. And then the third thing in read is the A, and that means achieve. This could mean a lot of things. We could achieve a lot of things, but for real health and fitness, it talks about achieving your step goal and or a workout goal. I feel like if we can get one workout in a day, or if it's your rest day, if you can hit your steps for that day, then we all feel extremely accomplished for the day. And I'm a big believer in working out in the morning. Again, sometimes I'm also very bad at this, of waking up, you're tired, you don't want to do it. But getting up and doing that workout gives us energy throughout the day. It's going to help us sleep better for that night coming up. And it's just going to help keep us in good health and physically fit. So that way we don't gain that 20, 30, 40 pounds in the next 5-10 years just by not even paying attention to our workouts and movement. And this workout could be 15 minutes. This workout could be 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be a full hour. 30 minutes of your day is like 2% of your day. And if you can achieve 2% of your day, you'd be surprised by how much more accomplished you will feel throughout the rest of your day. You could apply this to work and family as well. Set goals outside of just working out. But for right now, we're just focusing on achieving that fitness goal. And for steps, maybe 10,000 is a lot right now for you. The bare minimum is 7,500. But even if you get 5,000, if you're getting 3,000 or 4,000 steps a day, maybe getting 5,000 steps, consistently for 3, 6, 12 months is going to be a huge win for you, a huge achievement. And, with Achieve too, it's all about stacking these small wins. It's about stacking the bricks. Just keep stacking the bricks. And, there's going to be some holes in that brick wall because we're going to totally mess it up and we're going to fail. There's a good saying. I won't use the exact words that I've been using with my brother and my wife. They're just saying that we kind of developed is like you either crush it or you screw it up. It's kind of like in one or the other. You feel like you either crushed that goal for the day, like you accomplished it, you did it, or you totally screwed it up. And I'll let you fill in the blank of what I actually want to say. But yeah, sometimes it just happens. It's kind of like a athlete mentality. You have a job, you did it or you did not do it, whether it was in your control or out of your control, and happens. You got to move on the next play. Long term, we got to stack the next brick. Can't do anything about the missed workouts. Can't do anything about maybe the poor food choices we made, but we can do something about the next ones we make. So it's all about the next step, the next play, for achieving all those small wins over the long period of time so we can achieve our big result that we want for that big goal that we're going after, whether it's lose 20 pounds, gain a certain amount of muscle, or just look better in the mirror. Maybe you want to get to a certain body fat percentage and you know what that looks like. Once you're there, boom, you got it. And it's because of all the small wins that you stack up, all the small achievements that you have throughout the day, every day. The L in REAL stands for live. So we got read, eat, achieve. Last one is live. And I think health and fitness is different for every single person. I like to think of health and fitness as like a pair of glasses. Everybody has a different prescription. Like my brother's blind as a bat. If I wear his glasses, I'm not going to be able to see anything. My wife is also blind, so they have that in common. But they also, if they wore each other's glasses, they wouldn't be able to see. Both of them need their glasses immediately during the day. I have glasses as well, but they wouldn't be able to see with my pair of glasses. So we all have like different eyesight. Yes, like, some people are 20/20, it's going to be the same. But think of like everybody's got their own pair of glasses. Everybody's got their own prescription for health and fitness. Some people need the 15-minute workouts every day because having that in the morning, having that one thing that's consistent is really important to them. Some people are going to need the 60-minute session at the local gym because, they want that time for themselves. They want that 5% of their day where they're at the gym around other people. Maybe somebody needs a personal trainer because they just want that guidance. They don't feel super confident in the weight room and they want to gain that confidence and they need that accountability. And people are going to eat differently too. People are going to have certain foods that work really, really well for them and certain foods that don't. And people are going to, have a different kind of balance of, how many healthy choices are they making versus how many, like say enjoyment choices. I don't want to say bad choices because like going out, at a restaurant, it's not a bad choice. You're going out with other people, you're building memories, building relationships. Like it's not a bad choice. Now, maybe buying a pack of Oreos and slamming them by yourself, that we could say is a bad choice, Now, one or two, maybe you never want to live without an Oreo. You just have to be more strict for the food choices outside of that Oreo. It's like all, man, there's like a word for it, but I guess it all just like depends. It all depends on the person, how they want to live, what their goals are. Not everybody's going to want to be six pack, 6% body fat. It's like not honestly a super healthy place to be unless you got some crazy genetics. But a lot of people want to be, a lot of guys want to be in between the like 12 to 20% body fat. A lot of girls are going to want to be in between 15 to 22, maybe 25% body fat. That's healthy. That's a healthy body fat range. And I would say the lower ends of both those are where people feel the most confident in the mirror. Um, and like I said, it's going to depend on body composition and genetics. And one thing about genetics I want to say is yes, you can't control those, but your choices and the environment around you do turn on and off those genes in your body. So I don't know. I'm not an expert in this, but I just know that your environment and your food choices do affect how your genes react to those choices. So make healthy choices that react in a positive way. Um, hopefully, everybody's situation is different. Um, but yeah, basically kind of going back to live, like, do you want to be 80-20? Do you want to have 80% healthy choices, 20% you're more relaxed with those choices or you're not tracking? Do you want to be 90-10? Do you want to be more strict? Do you want to have 90% of all your choices be towards being really healthy and towards your fitness or sports performance? Or do you want to be more relaxed? Are you more like 70-30? It's going to be different for everybody. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you are happy with your choices. You accept those choices. You understand the consequence to the choices, whether good or bad, and you're at peace with them at the end of the day. We can get all into that later, how that's even part of like health and fitness is your soul. Are you like in lines with the actions that you're doing? Do you feel like you're going towards your calling, essentially, with your health and fitness choices? And I could get super deep in all that stuff. But last thing I want to say with the live part kind of goes with the achieve part. I feel like we all got goals for the long term, especially when you start a family, you're past your 30s. Like you think about where I want to be in 20 years. And, maybe you're older than me, still you're probably thinking about where do you want to be in 10 or 20 years? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? I could be just still competing in your sport. You still want to go to pick up basketball. Could be, you want to learn a new sport. Maybe you're trying to learn pickleball or golf. Maybe you want to go to Italy. A great goal I heard one time was this client that I trained. She just wanted to be able to go to Italy and walk the steps pain free. I'm like, that's an awesome goal. I love that goal. So maybe it's travel. Like traveling, you're more active than you are at home most of the time. Maybe you just want to go on this trip and not be in pain. There's lots of adventurous things to do on vacation, but you can't do them if you're not feeling good, or maybe if you're like overweight. And let's get you down to a weight that you feel good at, and that you can go do those things that you want to do. And the number one thing for most people is they want to be able to like play with their kids or play with their niece and nephews, not just when they're little, but as they grow up as well. Like personal dream of mine is when my kids are in high school, I'm still able to pop into a pickup game, or whatever, you know, play horse, play one-on-one in basketball a little bit, go to the batting cage, go for a jog together, play golf. If we're in pain, we're missing out on so many opportunities of life. Um, so let's not be in pain. Let's keep our bodies moving. Movement is medicine. And I want to help people live the life they want to live. And a big part of that is when you're starting a family, when you have kids from 0 to 5. Not saying it gets any easier after they're 5, but from my own perspective and from what I've heard from clients and friends, is it's a lot of work. Like we don't know yet, but time is coming. Hopefully, as long as we're granted that gift. And then with that, also want to make this for not just parents, but teachers as well. I'm big on serving our leaders that are doing a lot of the serving. Parents obviously are all serving all the time. Teachers, I'd say, are a second. You could say an aunt or uncle would be second as well. I put them like 1.5. You know what I mean? Just kind of depends on, if they live close or not. But yeah, anyway, teachers, they're around our kids more than like the parents are sometimes, which is just like life at times. You got to go make a living, So this real health and fitness business is for those parents that they're going to work and then they're taking care of their kids after, and let's get a little workout in. And same thing for teachers, like gotta be there early, got a bunch of stuff going on after school, maybe even working a weekend job. Some teachers I know, but they still want to take care of their health and fitness because their brain is just with 30 kids, and all these kids are asking a million questions. And what is it? There was a stat that it's like, oh man, what is it? It's like the amount of questions that a teacher answers a day compared to what we answer a day. It's like, it was something really like pathetic, like 25 to 35 questions a day for the average like corporate worker or something like that. Uh, that's how many questions they get asked a day, and then they answer them. I mean, it could be more too. Let's say it's 100, but then for teachers, it was something crazy like, I can't remember the exact number, but it was like 5,000 or 10,000 or something like that. It's like an insane amount more. So they need, you know, to be eating the healthy foods and getting the workout in, but also having that 80-20 rule of still being able to go and hit a happy hour once in a while without feeling like they just totally ruin their whole like diet or something like that. And, some might be in a season, doesn't matter if you're parent teacher or something else, where you are like having drinks, and there might be a season where you're really dialed in. You're saying no to those drinks for a little bit. Nothing has to be forever. That's up to you. It's up to where you want to be. I'm here to help guide you, help you like, hey, you go this way or that way or this way, or go back here. We take this route. Obviously, I'll tell you the quickest route, but not everybody wants to take the quickest route. Sometimes people want to take the scenic route, and that's a little more difficult for me, but that's my job. It's my job to be flexible. It's my job to help you help yourself develop your own health and fitness journey. But this program, it's for parents, for teachers, it's for aunts, for uncles, it's for nurses, it's for policemen, overnight workers, it's for coaches, anybody who is doing a lot of service work, just like really like whatever you do, you're just like really putting your heart on your sleeve, and yeah, just making a big impact in the world. And you just need a little help with health and fitness. And you need a workout that you can just follow along. You don't think about it. You don't have to worry about it. You know what to do. Maybe you don't know exactly what to cook, or you want to eat healthy but still enjoy your meals. Like that's what my app for Real Health and Fitness is. I got the workouts in there. I got the recipes in there. I got the instructions for the recipes. I got the macros for the recipes. So you just can pick your recipes, figure out if it's in your macros or not, and then you just do the work. You just do it. And then when you don't feel like doing it, I'm there to be like, hey, you should really do it. And then you're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. And then you do it. And that's how it works. It sounds pretty simple, but simple is hard sometimes. And that's why we're better in groups, because when the simple gets hard, we look around, we realize everybody else is also struggling. And it helps when other people are kind of doing the same thing as you. So you can talk about how much the workout kind of sucked. It's type 2 fun, is what my sister would like to say. Type 2 fun is it's fun after the fact. It's not always fun during. And yes, sometimes workouts aren't fun in the moment because you're tired, you don't want to do it, you might be a little sore, you want to be doing 1,000 other things, but you do it for your future self. You do it for the kids and the family members and friends and coworkers around you watching you. Um, just pursue this health and fitness journey to better yourself, which then helps them want to better themselves as well. So the bigger picture here, not just about helping like ourselves, it's about encouraging others to also help themselves. And then we help each other. So that was a long explanation for real health and fitness. Last thing I'll say is I put health before fitness because no matter what, if we're working on our fitness or even a sport or like, I don't know, something in that realm, if you aren't healthy, there's no way you're going to be able to get fit, and there's no way you're going to be able to reach your top performance in your sport or physical endeavor, whatever. But yeah, health comes first, and we neglect it a lot until it's too late to neglect it. And that's kind of like our system is we deal with the health when we're already sick. Like, let's deal with it before we even get sick. So when we do get sick, it's quick, it's over with. Or if it's more serious, we can fight through it better, or we just avoid it altogether because we put ourselves in a situation to stay healthy in those stressful times of life. But yeah, last thing I want to say is what I got coming up. Right now, I got a 6-week challenge going on, and we're in week 3, and everybody is crushing it. Not everybody has been perfect. I don't think one person has been perfect on all the habits at all. It's a pretty intense challenge, but they're all like doing amazing. Like they're doing amazing because they're deciding to try to be better every week. And some weeks we don't. We just kind of mess it up. The week gets crazy. But the next week, hop back on, get back to it, because that's the process. It's not this continuously gradual incline. It's kind of like starting and stopping again. It's like good for 2 weeks, fell off for a week. All right, we got to try to be good for 2.5 weeks. And then we fell off for 6 days instead of 7. And then we're good for 3 weeks. And we only fell off for 5 days. So we try to get the longer streaks, the good streaks of the good decisions. We try to get the fall offs to be shorter. And once you kind of get that down, then the fall offs are just breaks. Like you just take a 1, 2, maybe a 3 to 5 day break if you're going on vacation. And kind of got off the spin a little bit, but basically everybody in the challenge is doing amazing. I think everybody's down like weight. I'm trying to think. We might have maybe one person just is like staying the same, but sometimes staying the same is good. It just is like you're not going the wrong direction, So I'm super proud of all those people in the challenge. They're crushing it. They're doing amazing. And in November, when the time comes, I'm going to be starting a month-to-month coaching group where I'm going to have workouts. I'm going to be doing them live. And they're going to be like 30 minutes, but I'm going to have also a 15-minute option in case you don't have time for 30 minutes. And also have 60-minute options as well. So 15, 30, 60-minute workouts. You pick the program that fits you best. Some people like to have 2 of them. I think some people are going to want all 3 workout options for a day in there because sometimes they can go to the gym. Sometimes they want to go to the gym. Life happens. And then they can only do a 30-minute workout. And maybe they're at the 15-minute workout, but then one day they have a day off or something and they want to try a 30 or 60-minute workout. And yeah, you know what? It won't be exactly to the training plan. It won't be exactly to the progression that I have, because all these workout programs will be based off of like progressing and doing, and like getting better over time. They're not just like to work out, they're to hit a certain goal. But you know what? If you want to mix it around and jump from here to there, like you're still going to get better. And that's all I care about is you getting better. But in the app too, going to have a weekly coaching call, going to have all the recipes, going to have 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, 3 snacks every month that you can choose from if you want, or you can do your own thing. There'll be the option for if you want to use like the macro tracking part. And then in the group calls, I'll answer questions because usually people have similar questions. So just knock them all out together. And then if you're looking more for like individual coaching 1-on-1, I have that as well. And you can hit me up for that. And that's where we're kind of develop a program that fits you specifically, fits your workout equipment specifically, more like video coaching one-on-one. You send me videos, helping you correct your form. We're diving into your macros more, paying more attention to like your macros, what you're eating day to day. We're making sure like when we need to switch it up, we switch it up. So it's more like of my eyes, like on your progress. But if you just need the accountability, you just want some recipe ideas, then the group will be great for you as well. And like I said, it's mainly targeted towards parents, coaches, teachers, aunts, uncles. I didn't, it's meant for grandparents too. I threw them out of there. I don't know why I did that, but they're in there too, especially if they want to, be moving and be mobile as their grandkids grow up. So this is for the everyday person who is limited on time, who feels tired, and who just needs a workout to energize themselves. So this is the first podcast. I already have like 20 things I want to do to make this better. But thanks for listening. If you listen this far, there'll be a link in the description that will take you to my services. And yeah, see you on the next one.